So yesterday we replaced the sprocket, and I went to continue to cut down these stumps, but it still didn't feel like the chainsaw was working very well. So I took a closer look, and I noticed that the bar was also worn, and that was another item we needed to replace. And now we're going to get it back in action. But you can see, so the sprocket was clearly worn, and that's what I obviously saw. But here's the existing bar, and you can see the chain in it, how much it wobbles. This groove has really worn. In fact, if I use a straight edge and put it along the bar, the chain should deflect the straight edge, and it shouldn't sit parallel. It should sit with a little gap like that, but it's deflecting the chain, and that's because this groove in here is worn wider. So this groove here, if we look at the new bar I've got, it's substantially wider in the existing one versus the new one. It's been worn, and it's not guiding the chain correctly anymore. It's just letting the wood, the tree I'm trying to cut, the trunk, deflect it rather than cutting the wood. And if you look at the front here too, you can see it's quite worn here. So compared to the new one, this has kind of been dug out a little and worn from the chain. So you can see a dip there. So it's really starting to wear. And it's also, it looks like it's gotten a little slightly bent as well, I think, the last stump I was cutting. So this is pretty well worn out.
How long have you been using that old bar?
So that we've cut 50 to 60 trees down with. So
right.
We got a lot of use out of it.
Definitely.
But I should have looked a little closer and noticed that too. But I could tell something was wrong with the bar when I was trying to cut. The chain you could just see was deflecting and it wasn't cutting straight. So I just put the new chain on and new bar. Just make sure the teeth are facing forward here. So let's just put that over the new sprocket. And again, actually, so if you have to change the oil pump, this is the outlet of the oil pump, and it just sits under here. And with that sprocket removed like we did in the other video, there's just like 3 screws under here, and this whole plate comes off. It's easy to change. That's the only other maintenance thing that I think between these 3 things are the main items. And checking the spark plug, but I haven't had any issue with that. So I'm gonna put this on here first. It's easier. And just put the bar on. And this is an 18-inch bar on
no,
this.
it's a 20.
I mean 20. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 18. So it's, luckily, Christina knows the size. Alright, just get that on here. And put the cover back on. Actually, I need to retract this. We got a new chain too. So just set this back at the starting position for unused chain for the pin. There we go. Just get this set for the right tension, and then we're done. And then hopefully this time now it should feel real smooth. When I put that new sprocket on last time, it just didn't feel that smooth. And just tighten this down and you're done. So that's pretty much it. Okay.
Great. Yeah, and then we'll show in another video how it works to cut down the last of those stumps that we have.
Okay.
Great.